28th of January, I started sweating and having a tightening across my shoulders, and I felt nauseous, and I said to my husband, I think I'm having a heart attack. My husband said, no, it's probably just anxiety. I said, no, I think I'm really having an episode. And we went to the hospital, and on the way I talked to my girlfriend, Michelle.
She called and she was sounding kind of breathless, and I said, what's up? I could immediately tell she just didn't sound like herself.
I told her I'm having a heart attack, and we're on the way to the emergency room.
I just couldn't believe it. We're the same age, and you know, she always eats right, and she works out every day with a trainer.
We have never had history in our family. Not one person has had any heart problems.
Everyone in my family who's ever died has died of heart disease, but you just don't think it's going to hit you when you're still really in such good shape and young. You know, you think of it as something older people experience.
I always pushed myself so much, and from this experience, I really have to say I don't push myself as much.
She really listened to her body and went to the doctor, and you know, you could have maybe not gone in time. I'm just so happy that my friend is still here.
August of last year, that day I didn't feel really well, and I said, Yolanda had been calling all day, checking on me and trying to just make sure I was okay. I wasn't the best, but to me, I was just another day. Yet, by the time I walked in her home, sat down, got up to eat, I was kicked in my chest, seemingly by a horse, and I sat back down and knew in that moment I might be having a heart attack. I gathered all of my things, and then I'm slowly, because I'm barely walking, walked to the front door, and I sat in her living room chair. She saw me, and I started crying.
She looked at me, and she said, Yolanda, I have something to tell you. And she said, I don't want you to panic, but I feel like I'm, you know, about to have a heart attack. So of course, then I do panic.
I say to her, you have two beautiful children upstairs. They're asleep. Stay here. Let me drive myself to the hospital.
I said, Erica, you cannot drive yourself to the hospital.
Her main concern was me, yet my main concern was her. I drove myself to the hospital.
And I wanted to be there with her, but yet and still I knew I couldn't leave my kids. It was just a very uncertain moment. I was very scared. When I get to the emergency room area, I see her car. So I felt a little sigh of relief to know that she made it there.
Sure enough, she was right behind me, making sure that they knew everything about my history that I couldn't explain, just from the pain.
To be that close to someone and to see them, you know, near death, and you feel helpless.
Listen to our bodies, hear what our bodies are telling us, and believe them.
Being healthy is very central to my life. I run about 5 days a week, and I play tennis a couple times a week with friends. It's really who I am. On September 5th, I had sudden cardiac arrest and drowned in my bathtub.
I kind of woke up out of a daze, heard this sound, and then I realized, okay, that's water running. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, I better go check on her. Walked into the room, saw the water coming down the floor towards the door, and as I took 2 steps towards the bathtub, my worst nightmare. Saw my wife face up underneath the water, blue, lifeless, and I knew I had to start CPR. I frantically blew into her mouth, and then, you know, did chest compressions. It probably was somewhere between a minute and 2 minutes before she started breathing. Once I got her breathing, I then picked up the phone and called 911.
When I woke up, my husband was the first person I saw. He was sitting by my bed.